Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. It is time for another Shopping Our Stash collab. This is a little series I do with my friend Elisabeth where we choose a color and go through our stash and see how many we actually have of that shade. I don't know if my eye look today is giving it away, but we decided to go with Kelly Green, that bright green crayon shade that I would only probably wear one day a year. It is not a favorite color of mine. I do not need a lot of Kelly Green in my stash because it's just not a green that I am drawn towards for eyeshadow. I only see myself wearing it 1 or 2 times a year, or if there's some kind of makeup challenge that I decide to participate in that requires this shadow. I can think of 5 other shades of green I'd rather wear on my eyes than this color green. It's a nice color. I like it on other people. I think it's a beautiful shade. It's just not what I'm gonna go to. I'd prefer mint green, an olive green, a golden green, basically any other green besides this color green. But in honor of St. Patrick's Day, in honor of the month of March, we decided we had to go with Kelly Green. And surprisingly, despite the fact that I don't like this color at all, I have plenty of it in my stash. It sneaks its way into palettes and finds its way into my stash, regardless of the fact that I have not wanted to wear this shade of green in I don't know how long. And I hang on to them because you never know what's gonna change down the road. I mean, who could have foreseen that Jeffree Star would create a blue eyeshadow palette that everybody would be losing their mind over? I didn't see that coming, and yet here we are. So, you know, maybe this will be the shade I'm craving down the road. But for now, I'm gonna wear it today and probably not wear it again for a long, long time. All right, let's get into some swatches. First of all, the eyeshadows that are on my eyes today came from these 2 palettes right here. This BH Cosmetics Eyes on the 60s palette was a gift with purchase from BH Cosmetics, and I would have never bought this palette in a million years, but since they sent it to me as a gift with purchase, I have kept it and only recently started using it, to be honest. It was pretty much untouched for several years. Hazel is particularly drawn to this palette as well. She has swatched a few of these shadows, but the 2 shadows I used in my look today were these 2 down here. I started out with this shade right here in my outer third of my eyelid and placed this shade right here, right on the center of my eyelid. What you see on the inner third of my eyelid is the Stila Magnificent Metals glitter, whatever, shimmer in Kitten. It doesn't have glitter in it, so it's metallic but no glitter, and it's in my 2020 Vision Project Pan, so I'm happy to get some use out of it. I used the transition shade from my Morphe palette that I'm trying to hit pan on in my crease and Shimma Shimma as a brow bone highlight. It is pretty simple. This shade right here is matte. It's just a matte kind of deep green, and this shade right here is more of a Kelly green with a gold shimmer running through it. And I think they perform nicely considering this was a free palette. Here are swatches of the 2. This is the deeper matte green, and this is the green, the lighter green with the gold shimmer running through it. Although I could have gone back to either of those 2 shadows for the green I placed on my lower lash line, I wanted to get some use out of a different green, so I went to my Masquerade Mini palette from Juvia's Place. And the shade that I used on my lower lash line is right here. It's called Molly, M-A-L-I. And it's just a beautiful shimmering green. Let me get you a swatch. This also has some gold shimmer running through it like the BH Cosmetics palette. There it is right there. It's a lot more pigmented and it's got a lot more shimmer than the one in the BH Cosmetics, but they're pretty similar. Okay, let's go through some more swatches just to get the green out of our systems. My Too Faced Love palette, Passionately Pretty eyeshadow collection. There's a green right here. This is a little bit more olivey, but I figured it's close enough that I could count it. These shadows are so soft. I should use this palette. There it is right there. Definitely more of a green that I'm drawn to than this kind of green. Kind of an olivey golden green. This is my Z palette of depotted shadows. I have a lot of green in here, but the one in particular that I was thinking of was this one right here. It came in an old palette, possibly one of my first ever eyeshadow palettes, and I've panned a couple of the shadows from that palette, but not the green, obviously. There it is right there. My Urban Decay Metals, Heavy Metals palette is still brand new. I have not used this yet, but there is a pretty decent green in here. It's called Mullet, right there. Made in swatch. Ooh, that's nice. This is a little bit deeper than Kelly Green, which makes it more wearable, especially in the fall. Yeah, it's a lot deeper actually. Right there. That's very pretty. It's almost duochrome. Okay, we can't talk about a shopping our stash video without my e.l.f. 100 pan palette. There is an entire row of greens. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of friggin' Kelly Green right there. Pick one. Let's go with this one right here. I'll swatch. That right there is more green than any one person should ever own. Right there. Doesn't look like much in a swatch, but it would be more than enough green for an eye look. It's not like I'm looking for the most pigmented green ever when I'm doing a green eye look. I want to start easy and build it up. I don't want to go in hard with green. Okay, let's talk about some of my single eyeshadows. I have pulled 4. There might be more, I'm not sure. I grabbed 4 pretty quickly and I decided to stop right there. This little Too Faced single is called Nice Stems, and it looks like more, oh, it's cracked. Huh. It looks like more of a light olivey golden green, the kind of green I'm more drawn to. Oh yeah, there's a lot of gold in it. That is gorgeous, right there. That's the kind of green I like to wear. This Jessie's Girl Baked eyeshadow is called Kiwi Shine. It came in an Ipsy bag. This might be the bag where I decided I needed to stop getting Ipsy bags. Like when you get a gigantic green eyeshadow like this, you have to question some things. Because who needs a gigantic green eyeshadow like this? Not me. There it is right there. It's actually quite pretty. I'm just not in, I haven't been feeling green eyeshadow in so long. Maybe next week it'll start up again. Maybe this video will reignite my love of green. Despite that, I did buy a green single eyeshadow last year for reasons I cannot explain. I bought this NYX Primal Colors shadow in hot green. Shouldn't have done it, bad purchase. Impulse buy during the 10 times point sale. It is a very soft formula, I like that. And where am I gonna stick it? Right here. See, it's a little underwhelming. But like I said, I'm not mad about that when it comes to green. I don't want an overwhelming green. I prefer underwhelming. Shouldn't have bought that shadow though. And then finally, I have a deep green called Verdigris from Ulta. This is an Ulta brand eyeshadow. I bought this years ago. I don't think I've ever worn it. This is more of an olive green right here. There it is right there. Look at all that green. We're not done. Let's get back to palettes. The green in this Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay collab palette is far from Kelly green, but I had to include it because it is lime green. Lime green right there. Whoa. A shadow like this would pair so well with a Kelly green matte eyeshadow, so I had to throw it in. I actually have another lime green eyeshadow that I'm going to show you guys next. Who needs 2 lime green eyeshadows in their life? Not me. There's the Urban Decay one right there. Lights. Stop it. And then the other lime green eyeshadow I have is another Juvia's Place palette. This is the Zulu. And I have another lime green right there. I guess I better start falling in love with lime green because I got a lot of it. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, you deserve a nice place on my arm. Well, that's amazing. Look at that right there. There's the Urban Decay one, and there's the Juvia's Place one. That is amazing. I'm starting to fall in love with green. I did wear green nail polish too. I'm trying to use this nail polish 10 times. For that project, so I had to wear green for this week. In my BH Cosmetics Wild and Free palette, it's another, let's see. I'm gonna swatch this one. It's kind of another lime green. Let's put it next to the other lime greens and see how it compares. These are baked eyeshadows. Right there, it's kind of soft. I don't know how it would look if it was applied wet, but when I apply it dry, it's pretty soft. Subtle. In this Ulta Metals palette, this was recently in my panning games for a month. I had a green, I never used it, but it's called Fortress, and it's right there. Oh, that is like black, never mind. That is not Kelly green. That is a blackened green. Yikes, that is deep. Never mind, I'm not even gonna swatch it. Too dark. Way too dark. I had to pull this palette out because the reason I bought this palette was for the green. And although it's not really Kelly green, I had to. It's another lime green right there. That is amazing. Oh, so soft. It's a very golden green, and although I think that palette was a perfect fall palette, I also think it would make a really nice spring and summer palette too. Oh, that's gorgeous. There it is right there. Oh my goodness. Why have I not used that eyeshadow yet? Another eyeshadow palette that I've never used is my Morphe 35E palette. Great colorful eyeshadows. My friend Chic Geek made me buy this palette when she was doing looks on Instagram constantly with this. And here's the green shadow right there. It's got a green paired with gold shimmer must be a very common thing because a lot of these shadows have that. Actually, this one's almost silvery. That's very pretty. Right there. In my BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, I have one green. I think it's one of the baked ones. Yes. I figured I'd swatch Sagittarius up there. That's a pretty good Kelly green. I bet Elisabeth is going to be swatching that shadow too, because she has this palette too. It's gorgeous. Gosh, that's gorgeous. There it is, right there. That's gorgeous. In my Ulta and Melissa Michelle collab palette, the Bling On the Glam palette, I have a green shimmer shaped like a heart right there. A lot of gold in it. Right there. And finally, one more. I have the Magic by Juvia's. My last Juvia's Place palette for this video. Oh, hello baby, good morning. You're all bundled up. How are you?
Good.
Yeah? Are you playing peekaboo? And finally, I have this shade right here. If that is not Kelly Green, I don't know what is. It is called Buzo. And I'll probably never pan it in a million years, but it's very, very pretty.
You know what I promised to bring?
What'd you promise to bring?
My Thor hammer. I promised not to like make any. I think it's. I hope it doesn't be like the hard one. I hope like the button on the top. I hope I don't press that when Baby Jack's sleeping.
Oh, did Miss Kristen say that?
Huh?
Did Miss Kristen say don't press it while Baby Jack's sleeping? All right, guys, if that is not the most gorgeous Kelly Green eyeshadow, I don't know what is. This was Buzo from the Magic by Juvia's Place. These eyeshadow pans are the size of blush pans. They are huge, absolutely huge. This is a huge palette. If you've never actually seen this palette in real life, you have to see it to understand the magnitude of the amount of product in this palette. It is huge, but that is without a doubt a gorgeous Kelly Green eyeshadow. I don't see myself going on the hunt for these shades anytime soon. I'm just not that into green right now, but if things should change, if green becomes the new it color of the season, I have it. I'm good. I'm covered. I'm literally covered. So I really had fun once again shopping my stash for another month. This little project has been a ton of fun for me to do, and I love sharing it with Elisabeth. I hope you guys go check out her channel and see what kind of greens she has in her stash. And if you have been feeling the urge to wear some green eyeshadow, I hope that you shop your stash first before going out and buying an eyeshadow that you may just need to use once or twice to get out of your system. Sometimes these colors are like that, and I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen with Jeffree Star's blue palette. I don't think it's the most practical palette. I think it's very cool looking, and I think people are gonna buy it, wear it a few times, and then it's gonna go by the wayside. I could be wrong. Maybe blue will become some people's new neutral and it'll become an everyday eyeshadow palette, but I doubt that. I just doubt it. Some of these shades you just want to use once or twice. You get it out of your system and you're good to go. And I think blues and greens tend to be that way for most people, but I could be wrong. We will see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.